everybody, today I'm going to be reviewing the newer version of the black training underbust corset made by Rebel Madness. Rebel Madness is a small brand based in Poland. So without further ado, here's the front, the side, the back, and the other side. For the length and fit of this corset, the center front here is 12 inches. At the princess seam, it's 10 inches, and that's pretty well distributed. 5 inches up from the waist and 5 inches down from the waist. The side seam is the shortest at 9.5 inches, so it comes up a little bit, almost up to the iliac crest. My iliac crest is right there, so it's pretty much in line with the binding right there. And in the back here, it is 12 inches once again. For the circumferential measurements, I'm wearing a size small today, so this is 22 inches in the waist when laced completely closed. I measured it out of the box before I ever put it on, and it did measure 22 inches in the waist, so it measures true. The rib cage or the underbust measured 30 inches, and the high hip here measured 32.5 inches on my corset. And this is a tiny bit off from the measurement chart that they have on Etsy. However, this is pretty much the perfect measurements for me when laced completely closed, because my underbust is 29 inches naturally, but I squish up so it does expand to about 30 inches in a corset, and my high hip is about 32.5 to 33 inches currently, so I can lace it completely closed and it feels very comfortable on me. The rib cage of this corset, as well as Rebel Madness's other corsets, is slightly conical. It does pull in my lower ribs a little bit, but if you have a naturally small rib cage, you would find this probably quite comfortable. I find Rebel Madness's corsets to be more lightweight and more flexible than many other off-the-rack corsets out there. So let's go to the tabletop portion of this review and I can show you the other details of this corset. So here is the Rebel Madness corset laid flat, and for the materials, it's 3 layers in here. Their fashion fabric is black twill. It also has a cotton interlining in between the 2 layers, and it also has a lining of a more coarse black twill on the inside. This might be closer to a bull denim, but it's all cotton. This is what the Rebel Madness label looks like. You can see size small, which corresponds to 22-inch waist, their website, and on the underside, the country of manufacture and cleaning instructions. This corset has a 6-panel pattern, so it's 12 panels total if you count both sides. 1, 2, 3 makes the front, 4, 5, 6 makes the back. And you can see how the first 2 panels converge here at the lower tummy. You can see that there is space for the hip at panels 3 and 4 here, and you can also see panels 4, 5, and 6. There's a little bit of room for the breadth of the back here. And this corset was constructed using the welt seam method. So again, instead of the sandwich method where you would assemble all the fashion fabric together and all the lining fabric together and then stitch those down at the seams, instead this corset had all layers of panel 1 assembled together, then all layers of panel 2, all layers of panel 3, and on until you reach the back of the corset. And the entire time you're going along, all of the seam allowances are pressed towards the back here, and the boning channels, the bones are placed down, so it has at least 6 layers of fabric here that's holding the bone in place. You might be able to see the outline of the waist tape. I can see and feel it. It's about 1 inch wide, and it's a full waist tape stretching from the center front here all the way to the center back by the grommets. It's invisibly stitched between the layers. The binding is made from commercial black cotton bias binding, and it was machine stitched on both outside and inside. On the outside it has a very tiny top stitch, and on the inside it also has a tiny top stitch here. So I believe that they may have one of those attachments on their sewing machines that can put on the bias binding in one pass. The Modesty panel in this corset is 6 1/4 inches wide, and it is suspended on the laces here using these grommets. So if you don't like the Modesty panel, you don't have to rip out a seam. You just have to unlace the corset and it will release the Modesty panel, and then you lace up the corset again without the Modesty panel attached. This has several layers of cotton fabric on both outside and inside, but it's not boned or stiffened. There's also an unstiffened Modesty placket in the front extending from the knob side of the busk. This is also finished in black cotton. The busk in this corset is 10.5 inches long, and it has 5 loops and pins all equidistantly spaced. It's a standard 1/2 inch wide busk on each side, but it is also reinforced by these flat steel bones on either side of the busk, which helps keep the center front flat when you're wearing it. This corset has 16 bones total, 8 on each side, not including the center front busk here. It's single bone on the seams, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are all 1/4 inch wide spiral steel bones, and you can see that they do lightly attract the magnet here. Additionally, the bone on this side of the grommets is a spiral steel bone as well, so it's a bit more flexible than you might be used to. There are also 4 total flat steel bones in this corset, so 2 in the very center back and 2 adjacent to the busk here, and you'll notice that these attract the magnet more strongly. Here's a close-up of the grommets. There are a total of 28 of them, 14 on each side, and they are size 0, I believe, with a medium flash around them and finished in this matte black. And yeah, they are holding in really, really well. And moving the Modesty panel aside, here's the underside of the grommets, and they've all rolled really beautifully. I don't really see any splits in these. On one of them the paint is coming off, but on the other ones it's really beautiful, and it's on the underside anywhere where nobody can see. And the laces in the back of this corset is your standard workhorse shoelace style lacing. So they are black 1/4 inch wide nylon braided or woven laces here. They do have some spring to it, but as you wear this corset more and more often, you'll notice that spring kind of stretches out and begins to go away. They glide through the grommets all right. They also hold the knots and bows well, and they are certainly long enough. This black trainer from Rebel Madness is available on Etsy for $83 US. Shipping to US or Canada is an additional $17 or so, and it's available in closed waist sizes from 18 inches up to 34 inches. So that's all for this review. I hope you enjoyed it and you learned something new. If you did, please remember to click that like button down there, as it helps support this channel. If you have any comments or questions about this corset in particular or Rebel Madness in general, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'd be happy to get back to you or forward your questions over to Rebel Madness. And if you have your own corset from Rebel Madness, also leave a comment down below and let us know what you think of it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next week for another video. Bye.